Has Mbappe overtaken Messi? Champions League talking points. The Champions League returned this week after a 2-month hiatus and did not disappoint, with favorites making their moves and some of the world's best players going head-to-head. 10 goals were scored in total, with imperious Manchester City netting half of them in Lisbon against Sporting, while Paris Saint-Germain edged out Real Madrid in the pick of the last 16 first-leg ties. European giants Liverpool and Bayern Munich also put themselves in pole position to reach the quarter-finals, while there were familiar VAR gripes and rule changes to contend with too. Here, Sportsmail runs through the major talking points from the Champions League action this week. Has Mbappe overtaken Messi as the world's best? Kylian Mbappe dominated the build-up to the pick of the Champions League last 16 ties this week as his current club Paris Saint-Germain hosted the one that looks set to sign him on a free transfer in the summer, Real Madrid. However, when PSG, who dominated the contest, were awarded a penalty on 62 minutes, it looked as though Lionel Messi would steal the limelight, as he so often has during his remarkable career. But the 34-year-old fluffed his lines, telegraphing his effort, allowing Thibaut Courtois to save comfortably to his left. When Mbappe, who was a threat throughout with his blistering pace and direct running, got PSG the winner they deserved with a breathtaking solo goal in the final minute of added time, it felt like a changing of the guard moment. In truth, regular watchers of PSG have seen this all season, Messi on the wane and being outshone by Mbappe, but to witness it on the biggest stage felt like confirmation. The away goals effect, a fascinating subplot to all European knockout ties this season, is the abolishment of the away goals rule, which had been in place since 1965. Designed to counterbalance home advantage, the rule awarded victory over 2 legs to the team who had scored more goals away from home if the aggregate score was tied. The rule has been scrapped in the belief that it was making knockout ties too negative, with home teams playing conservatively for fear of conceding, but there is an argument to the contrary, that it made away teams attack. This week's matches bore out both sides of the argument. Real Madrid were certainly unusually negative in Paris, knowing that an away goal didn't mean as much as it did last season, and they will be satisfied to only be 1-0 behind heading to the Bernabeu. Over in Milan though, Inter were far more attacking than we have come to expect from Italian or home teams in first legs, without the enhanced fear of conceding. Manchester City, it could be argued, carried on attacking in Sporting Lisbon without the extra weight added to their 5 goals. Klopp shows why he wants 5 subs. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp has been the biggest advocate of wanting 5 substitutions to be allowed in Premier League matches to ease the strain on players having to play more matches in less time during the pandemic. Brought in as a temporary measure, when football resumed behind closed doors in 2020, European competitions and every major league has continued to allow 5 subs since, except the Premier League, who have not obtained the 14 votes required to enact a rule change, much to Klopp's annoyance. With Liverpool struggling and heading for what looked like, at best, a draw in Milan, Klopp changed the game by first bringing on Roberto Firmino, who would score the opener at halftime, then making a triple sub on 59 minutes. He made a 5th sub after Mo Salah had put the Reds 2-0 up. Liverpool's squad depth is stronger than it has ever been, with all 5 of those subs who came on having a strong case to start, so kudos to Klopp for using UEFA's rules to his advantage to inject some energy into his side. But it's easy to see why the majority of the Premier League don't want 5 subs. It would be akin to turkeys voting for Christmas on this evidence. City will take some beating. We've only seen half of the teams in action, of course, but it's hard to see any of the 8 sides left to play next week upsetting Manchester City's status as firm favourites to finally win their first Champions League crown. City were at their devastating best as they demolished a decent Sporting Lisbon side 5-0 on their own patch, scoring 4 goals before half-time. PSG, Real, Liverpool and Bayern all showed their weaknesses, while the big teams left to play have all been out of sorts this season, namely Chelsea, Juventus, Manchester United and Atletico Madrid. Provided Pep Guardiola doesn't shoot himself in the foot with any unexpected tactical changes, as he did by playing without a holding midfielder in last season's final defeat by Chelsea, and by switching to a back 3 for the one-off quarter-final against Lyon in 2020, this really should be City's year. Commentators in the dark over VAR. The Premier League's use of VAR leaves a lot to be desired and has generally trailed well behind FIFA, UEFA, and Europe's other major leagues with the implementing of technology, but it has at least got one thing right. Allowing the TV audience at home to watch replays while the VAR is deliberating is an essential part of football viewing these days and is the only way to compensate for the sometimes lengthy delays. Yet UEFA's Champions League coverage not only doesn't allow this, they don't even let the commentators see the replays. To hear Ian Darke and Martin Keown try to fill the airtime for 3 minutes, while VAR watched replays to eventually allow Riyad Mahrez's opener for Man City and Lisbon made for painful viewing, and it felt so unnecessary. No one is asking for replays to be shown on screens inside stadiums while VAR deliberates. This could impact the referee's decision and rile partisan crowds. But there is no need to keep the commentators and the TV audience in the dark too. With the Champions League relying so heavily on TV income, this will surely change next season. Bayern are not the force they were. Watching Bayern struggle to break down Salzburg on Wednesday night before they eventually got a 90th-minute equalizer courtesy of Kingsley Coman, it was hard not compare them to their Champions League winning side of 2 years ago. David Alaba and Thiago have both left since, while Manuel Neuer, Alphonso Davies and Leon Goretzka are all missing through long-term injury or health problems. Manager Hansi Flick has gone too, and while his replacement Julian Nagelsmann has always seemed destined for great things, it may take him a couple of years to get Bayern challenging for the Champions League again on this evidence. Perhaps the lack of any genuine title challengers in Germany is affecting Bayern. They are 6 points clear despite losing 4 matches and not being at their best this season, and they are undeniably in a transition phase as new faces are blooded in.